So speaking of Joker and the deleted scene, we also got an update on Thor, Love, and Thunder. Here it is.
Is this an official poster?
I think so.
I have not seen this before.
I think it's the official poster, and if it's not, it's going to do a good job.
Looks like it could be.
Just kind of encompassing what we experienced over this last week. We have another Thor movie coming, and I'm very excited. It seems like it's going to have that comedic timing that we were, that we grown to love for the first few movies, and it seems like it's going to be pretty I don't know. I'm not getting the same level of, oh, this is going to be game changer. It seems like it's going to be more of an enjoyable movie.
You mean as compared to Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah, I mean, there's, the stakes don't seem as high for this movie just yet. And I think it's largely because we haven't seen Gorr. We haven't seen what Zeus is going to be looking like and doing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I thought you meant more like a meta sense, like we'd already gotten a Thor Ragnarok, so we know. Because after those first two Thor movies, it was hard to get excited for a third. And then when that first trailer dropped for Thor Ragnarok and you realize like, oh, wow, they're doing something totally different.
Right.
That's what I thought you were going at. But
hot damn, dude. Natalie Portman as Thor.
The fact that she was successfully wooed back to this franchise after the first two movies, she was pretty much like, I'm out. I'm good. I don't need to do anymore. And then Taika was just like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We got an idea. I'm going to bring you back.
Let's do it. You need to come back.
Yeah.
This is, she's stunning. She looks amazing as Jane Foster.
I was kind of wondering how they were going to pull it off, but this is very comic accurate, and it also looks like it will work very well on screen too.
Yeah, this is just.
I'm glad they waited till the end of the trailer.
And I also think too that because this was something that was, it was something that was teased for years. Do you remember her going on stage?
She came out at Comic-Con with the hammer, and
and then
COVID happened.
COVID happened, and then everything was delayed a year and a half. And then also we saw the What If. We got kind of a taste of it, and then now it's here on screen. And I think people aren't as excited as they would have been had there not been as many delays, had there not been as many teases about this happening. We all expect it, but this is the visual. This is the first time we're seeing her. And I am very pleased.
I also went through and purposefully read the entire run of this stuff, the Mighty Thor run from Jason Aaron, where she becomes Thor in the delay, the long time we've had.
Really good too.
It's very much worth a read.
There's a reason why it's been put on a pedestal.
Yeah, it's solid.
It's a really, really good
one of the best runs of the last 10 years.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Certainly from Marvel, at least.
So we also have some updates. This happened in the last 10 hours. So good job being here for the live show. Over 100 people joining us on our Tuesday podcast.
Thank you.
So we all know about this. This happened. We've seen it. We know it's weird. We're talking about the Legends God of Thunder Gorr release. Gorr the God Butcher. Looking kind of ill. In not a good way in this picture. This right here is a toy leak that gives us the first kind of look at what Gorr is going to be like. Now, we haven't seen final images of the character. However, I would say this has been ridiculed to all hell over the last couple weeks. What do you say?
Yeah. The most obvious one to me being the comparison to Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. He looks like Death.
Yeah, he does kind of look like Death.
From Bill and Ted 2.
A little bit.
I love the fact that we got the Necro Sword in here. That seems to be kind of...
And that's a pretty big
overshadowed by Gorr's appearance here, but we got all black, baby.
That's
kind of a King in Black.
Yep.
The closest we're gonna get probably to seeing
Null.
Sir Cates and Null and all that on screen.
I don't know, man. This could be building up to something.
As it was in the comic. This was
and
the
maybe
first
10
tease.
years, comic fam. How long did it take for Thanos to wield the Infinity Gauntlet?
Yeah, that's true.
You never know how long it's going to take for these things to happen. But here's something fun. The horrendous commentary about this. It's just like, hey, guys, it's an action figure. It's not going to look that bad. Action figures typically look crappy.
Think of all the crappy, dorky, janky-looking action figures you've seen over the years.
I say this because when the first appearance of Gorr, issue 3, right? When that hit the trending list because of this leak, it was selling for $200 less at a 9.8 than it was a year ago at its height, with an increase of copies sold that was in the hundreds. What that means is the book was selling for less than it did, and there's more copies selling now than there ever has been because people started bringing them to eBay to sell to get out of the spec. They wanted to move the comic.
Oh crap, the figure looks so lame, I want to dump and run.
It's selling for less than it did, and people are trying to sell, and they're selling an abundance of them. So they're bringing it to market.
But that feels like, I feel like this is an example of like the action figure looks a little but if you read the book, you know this character is way cooler, regardless of what he looks like here. Also, he's got a hood on in the comic, if I'm not mistaken.
He's got a hood on.
So we're getting like a different.
Yeah, this isn't a good first impression.
To me, this feels like maybe an early version of him before he gets like too corrupted or something and scary looking.
But here's the thing. Jason Aaron,
yep,
co-creator of this character,
the writer of that run, yeah.
He did an interview, and in the last, 12 hours, gave his commentary and his opinion on the response the community had. Would you be so kind, Ryan? It's this paragraph right there while I get this next thing rolling.
Jason Aaron says, "We haven't even gotten the first official look at the movie version of Gorr the God Butcher yet," Aaron writes. "I've seen some concerns online about Gorr's design based off of glimpses of the character's action figure. As the guy who co-created him along with Assad, I'll just say that it wasn't Gorr's nose, or lack thereof, that made him the tragic and deeply disturbed God Butcher that he was. Trust in the face of Christian Bale. Need I remind you, it's a pretty GD talented face." I don't know if we're swearing on this show, but you know.
You can quote him.
"It's a pretty goddamn talented face."
Fire guy Ryan.
I do appreciate Christian Bale's face.
That's right. So trust in Christian Bale, and trust that unless McFarlane Toys is making an action figure, it's probably too soon to complain if you don't like the way it looks.
Book has hit $20. Let off the gas, comic fan, unless you're really gunning for some Jack for the goodness.
$75 cover price on this. Don't overbid, but if somebody wants it, we got it.